how do a fulfilled scripture look to those for whom supposed to read the scriptures to show themselves approved? So if somebody is fulfilling the scripture that you supposed to read to know to make yourself approved, why would you who read the scripture to find your own proof of who you are then deny the person who is using the scriptures to then show themselves approved? See, I'm saying, because now that I'm reading the Bible, I'm saying, hey, man, the same thing that is happening to me happened to Jesus by the people who's supposed to be approved by the scriptures. So if Abraham's seeds are actually Muslims and Christians, then what are the Christians and Muslims fighting over? The promise that their father was given? So see, this is what I don't understand. So say Abraham is the father of Ishmael and Abraham is the father of Isaac. So why wouldn't both of them have a promise from their father? Now, if their father got the promise, why wouldn't both of his children receive a portion of the promise, right? So, because I'm saying I have a daughter and I have a son, but I'm not in court fighting for my daughter and not my son. See, I'm in court fighting for my children. Now, I'm saying, so does it matter if one is a girl and one is a boy? So, or one now is a woman and one is a man, because they have now become of the age of woman and manhood. So now, you saying that I'm for whom is their father, who was born with a mental gift, is now supposed to part that gift and give some to my son and none to my daughter, but I am the creator of both. See, but but I guess this what you religious people, y'all don't believe that a daughter has no rights, just like you believe that Ishmael has no rights to the promise of Abraham. And I'm saying, well, if he is Abraham's first child, how is he not entitled to some of the promise, if not the whole promise? If according to Jewish law, the first son is entitled to the inheritance for which is the promise. But so, okay, now check this. If I for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Cowser Sr., legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally learned, for which is defined as to gain knowledge or understanding of or skill in by study in your hoods, projects, communities, churches, the United States Navy, Cablevision, Orlando Utilities Commission, the United States Postal Service, the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, for which is where I, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Cowser Sr. of the United States Navy, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally gain legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal instruction and experience from you in hoods, projects, communities, schools, and churches, as I, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Cowser Sr. of the United States Navy, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally grew, for which is defined as to spring up to President Tommy Chancey Cowser Sr. of Four Cowsers Incorporated, as I, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Cowser Sr. of Four Cowsers Incorporated, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally developed, to legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, as well as federal maturity, for which is defined as the quality or state of being mature, for which is defined as having complete natural growth and development through your understanding, for which is defined as a mental grasp that grew, for which is defined as to be able to grow in some place or situation in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls somewhere in the world. As I, for whom name is President Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of Four Councils Incorporated, taught, for which is defined as to cause mine, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of Four Councils Incorporated's kingdom, for whom is defined as a politically organized community named Four Councils Incorporated, as well as the major territorial unit of Chancey Incorporated, for whom's monarchical form of government legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally took form, especially in full development in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. Legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally headed by a king for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of Four Councils Incorporated, a queen for whom simple name is simply Benita Elaine Elps Council of Four Councils Incorporated, a princess for whom simple name is simply Tamika Rayshawn Council of Four Councils Incorporated, and a prince for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Council Jr. of Four Councils Incorporated in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, so that God, for whom name is Allah's, for God, for whom is Allah's children, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, and judgment halls all over the world, and Allah, for whom is God's children, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world would all know, for which is defined as to perceive, for which is defined as to obtain awareness or understanding of me, for whom name is President Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of Four Councils Incorporated, directly from me, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of Four Councils Incorporated, that I, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Council Sr., am a legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal deity, for whom is defined as the rank as well as essential nature of a God, for whom is defined as the being perfect in power, wisdom, and goodness, who is worshipped as in Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism, as creator and ruler of the universe in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida. Then for eternity and beyond infinity. Because I'm saying once I am, how can I be anything else than who I am? See, if once you all killed Jesus, then you made him your Lord and Savior, right? Then after you killed Dr. Martin Luther King, you made a holiday. See, but what was it before, man? Dr. Martin Luther King was public enemy number one. Minister Malcolm X was public enemy number one. Now you name streets after him. The same man who couldn't walk down the street because you were looking for him. Dr. Martin Luther King, the same way, scared to death, man, because you threatened to kill him, just like you threatened to kill me. So now you're starving me for 15 years and your citizens are helping you. They spit in my face. They put me in a... See, they doing everything to survive their relationship with you, right? And this is my family we supposed to have the same blood running through our bodies. But see, they are mentally enslaved Christians. And I am a free slave, right? See, I'm free. See, I'm free, but yet I'm in bondage in your religious understanding as well as in your God's deception, right? So say, if your God is the God of Abraham, and Jesus said, if you was Abraham's seeds, you will be about your father's business, and then those who Jesus spoke of killed Jesus. They plotted against Jesus as you now plotting against me. So now, who is your God if your God is not the God of Abraham, who broke the promise by having a baby with Hagar? See, so now look at you all. Y'all not letting the truth set history free. You all now putting your belief in history. So now, what is true history? What is organic history? If you make up history, just like the high priest Caiaphas configured history when he crucified an innocent man. And now he has to lie to you and tell you that the murder of your Lord and Savior saved you from a murder. But then when you look at the scriptures says that every disciple with Jesus was tracked down and killed. Everyone. Now, why then now are they not tracking down Christians? Why? See, because they are not the true disciples of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee. They said in the Bible they tracked them down and killed them. Well, now if they track the original organic disciples of Jesus down and kill them, right? The only ones that they didn't is John, who was a Roman, and it was against Roman law. Now, so that means John was a converted Roman. But now, isn't that why he was then put in exile? Because he was against the Pope, but he probably was with Caesar? See, how do you know, like, right? Because now I'm in exile and my friends lying on me, my family spitting in my face. They got me starving. So what God do my family believe in that would allow them to spit in my face, take me from my wife and my children, like the Israelites took Moses from his wife and his children? See, my family done took me from my wife and my children for 15 years, and now y'all done came in, and now how can I go back? See, I'm saying, how can I go back to my wife when everybody don't want to admit that they know who I am? But I'm saying, well, before you knew who I was a millionaire. But now you know who I am, and I can't eat. I'm starving. I have the mark of the beast on my credit report, and I can't go to court. And not one family member or friend. Matter of fact, I had a friend told me I was a bad investment. I had a friend tell me I got too many moving parts. So how would that friend help Jesus when that friend is mocking me? But anyway, man. After I, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr., legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally revealed, for which is defined as to make known through divine, for which is defined as of, relating to, or proceeding directly from God, for whom is defined as the incorporeal, for whom is defined as not corporeal, for which is defined as not spiritual, but nevertheless is a divine principle. But nevertheless is a divine principle. Or I should say, nevertheless, for whom is. I'm gonna say for whom is a divine principle. See, so I'm saying, see this, I'm making the change, right? Because now you, according to the scripture, right, nobody else can make that change but me. Cause once I'm done writing it, it's done being written. So now it could only be studied and examined, but it can't be debated because you missed the court date. See, this, when you had the opportunity to debate who I am, it was August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning when you lost that opportunity, because before that we was in court and you could come in before it was known if I was innocent beyond a shadow of a legal doubt. See, once I got out of court on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, when I was in the attorney's office for the state of Florida showing the evidence of my innocence. Now, why didn't the state of Florida's attorney, who saw the domestic violence charges that I had put against the state of Florida and through its elected officials, why they didn't do the same thing for me, my wife, my daughter, and my son as they would have did for my wife and my daughter and my son if I was the abuser? See, that's what I'm upset about. See, I'm saying, well, I had to swallow my pride and I had to use your laws to defend my family. And you would have used that same law and my wife wouldn't have been able to say, no, we was just, because you would have picked up the charge, state of Florida. So you would have defended my wife even if she didn't want to be protected from me. Isn't that what you doing now? You, my family, and my friends, y'all picked up the domestic violence charge. But I'm saying, well, hey, the domestic violence charge was against you and the state of Florida through its elected officials, the governor, the senators, the representatives, the House of Representatives, the Senator Bill Nelson, Governor Rick Scott, Governor Ron DeSantis. I'm saying, see, why they not defending me? Even if my wife is done, the situation that made her lose her understanding, right? Well, who gonna defend the black man? See, you just starving me. But now, if I was the aggressor, then you would put me in jail and you would defend my wife. But while I'm in jail, you would feed me 3 times. But my wife, you won't feed her at all. She still got to go to work and everything. But now you're going to take me out the family, put me in jail and feed me 3 times a day. But now you won't allow me to feed my own family because of your domestic violence that I have cited in statutory law, and your repeat violence that's also cited in statutory law inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. That is where the domestic violence incident happened. It happened inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. And then it happened in the state attorney's office for the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. That is when the state attorney for the state of Florida aided and abetted the judges in the state of Florida in violating the constitutional rights of Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy. And then he, for whom is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr., was already President Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of 4 Castles Incorporated. So why should I give up my industry for your crime? See, why America's corporation don't give up its corporate charter when it has violated the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Ten Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. So even if you don't believe that gods exist, well, do not kings exist in this world that exists in the day? It's kings in this world, man. King Charles, he just became the king of Great Britain, England. He's a king. He's the king of the British Virgin Islands. He's their king. But now I ain't got no king. I ain't got that. You know, and I'm saying, hey man, I didn't say I was your king. I said I'm the king of Four Castles Incorporated. Just like those kings are not your king, I am not your king. But are you not telling me that I went into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida and defended my kingdom on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning? So how is a king made then? Or how is the president of a black corporation made? Do you understand that I had to go through this because I started a company? Or what is it? See, I really don't know what I did wrong. See, I'm saying because they was bothering with me. I had 6 EEOs because I worked for the United States Postal Service. I had to put 6 EEOs on the United States Postal Service. Then I had to go inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida and defend my family's business, just like Jesus said when he was with Joseph and his mother, and they found out 3 days into the journey that Jesus wasn't with them. They had to turn around and go back to Jerusalem. And that's where Jesus was, and his mother said to him, "What you doing?" And he said, "You know I had to be about my Father's business." Now, if Jesus was 12 years old, and when he was in the synagogue or the temple in Jerusalem, he was about his Father's business at 12 years old. But when he went back to that same building when he was 33 years old, where now they say his Father's business was to crucify him. And I'm saying, well, why would they didn't crucify him when he was 12? But you persecuted me when I was 6. You persecuted me at 39. You persecuted me at 54. So see, when do the high priest Caiaphas, the Pharisees, the chief priests, the high priests, the scribes, and the elders get charged for killing Jesus and attempting to kill me, and for killing Dr. Martin Luther King and Minister Malcolm X and Huey P. Newton? See, like, when do the leaders of us get charged for the murders that was committed against us? If you're leading us, then you done got us killed, man. You're leading us. But you start civil rights organizations. See, I ain't try to do nothing. I started 2 for-profit corporations so that the freedom that I went into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida for my employees to enjoy, then I'll be able to finance their enjoyment. See, that's why I'm telling them, see, I'm gonna pay you to create a living wage. See, they are giving you a wage that you can barely live on because you're not working to produce food. You're not working to produce water that you need for the edification and the nourishment of your body. See, you're going to church and you're being deceived mentally, and you're going back to poverty, and you're waiting on somebody to do something. See, but what I'm saying is, while you're waiting, I'm going to pay you to go grow some food, so when you open up your refrigerator, it's got abundance in it. But what I'm saying to you, if you're paying tithes, you're sitting on your ass, you ain't growing no food, you ain't doing nothing but spending your money, right, on material things, when do you invest in food? See, you call an investment in food going to buy the food that somebody invested in. But what I'm saying to you is, once you see that people are not investing in food, they investing in AI. See, they investing in things that do away with you, the employee. Now, then look at your elected officials. They trying to take away your assistance, right? They doing away with Social Security. They doing away with welfare. They doing, see? But now when the businesses lost their money, they gave them billions of dollars, billions, and they taking away your assistance, but yet you still voting for them. They taking away rights, see, but you still voting for them. And you saying, hey man, do you understand that once you set a precedence, then a precedence is set? So just because you don't like abortion, right, it's a right. See, that's what you don't understand. So now they showing you how they would take a right with a political maneuver. See, they got the president they wanted, right? And then they got the Supreme Court judges that they wanted, and then they changed the law. They took your rights. And that is a crime, because once you have rights, they cannot be violated. See, once you get them, that's it. You got them, because somebody won that right for you. But what these people did is they let those people die. They let those people die off. They put in a whole nother understanding in the younger generation, and then they put in their sinister plot to overthrow Roe versus Wade. Now, okay, so you don't care about that. But how about if you married to in an interracial marriage? See, okay, how about if that was the first domino and the second domino is now interracial marriage? See, oh, but you don't care nothing about gay marriage, but you don't understand that gay marriage and interracial marriage was illegal. See, both of them used to be illegal. So now, if you let them take Roe versus Wade, they're going to take the law that allows you in an interracial marriage to get married. See, they're going to do that. Well, why wouldn't they? All they got to do is put Supreme Court justices in there that don't. See, we talking about one person's vote takes away history. The Supreme Court, it could be one person, but that person, personal feelings will dictate what you could do. This one person. What is 8 of them? So if it's four, or if it's 4 and 3, then that one person got the power of the pen, man. He can do it. So now, how about if you gotta lobby him for that one vote? But now they showing you that they've been lobbied, see, by billionaires. Now, how can you lobby Clarence Thomas, a Supreme Court justice? How can you as a citizen lobby him or any of those Supreme Court justices? They got lifetime appointments. They can't be fired, but that's not true. They can be impeached, because once they violate the Constitution, They are no longer protected by the position that they abused. But see, this is what I'm saying. If the people are mentally abused, then they'll let the Supreme Court justice mentally abuse them because they know not what they do. Now, isn't that what Jesus say? Forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do. But now, if you have been trying to kill me for 15 years and you've been starving me for 15 years, how you don't know you starving me? And we in court, we in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida ever since August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. And you let your citizen spit in my face. It don't matter that it's my cousin. It doesn't matter to me. Because to me, she no longer my cousin. She spit in my face. So she's your citizen. And you are guilty of spitting in my face. Because she wouldn't have been nowhere near me if you wouldn't have then illegally seized me and made me have to go where she at, because I was just trying to be with a family member. But now I realize my family done been 15 years ago, they sold me. So that's why they can spit in my face, because they don't want y'all to know that I'm not crazy, right? See, because that's what they said. That's what their God gave them as discernment, that I got a ghost in me. So now they didn't do what Jesus did, right? They just let the ghost have his way with me and stop taking my phone calls, and then start trying to run me crazy by spitting in my face, keeping my wife and children from me, showing me my dead son. Now you tell me, what kind of friend is these? What kind of family would do all this to you, man? What kind of race would do that? What kind of human being would do that? But a Christian and a goddamn Muslim, they'll do it. See, because they don't have no personal feelings. See, they God is doing it. See, they ain't doing it. See, Allah doing it. See, you can blame somebody, but the Bible says you got to carry your own cross. You got to carry your own burdens. So now you should come to your children like I'm doing with mine and defend them with your God, as your God. See, as their God. See, I'm saying I'm your creator. So even if I believed in a God, that God should make me godly, right? If I believed in a God, then I should be the example of the God I believe in. How can I be a God and not believe that I am the example of the God that I am following? Wouldn't that be like Moses? Moses said he was following a God. Moses went in and Moses said that the Lord made him a God to Pharaoh and his brother Aaron, his prophet. So see, when you are made a God, then you are the example of the God you was made. Now, how about if the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, made me a God? Now, how could you as a mere mortal sit here and deny what I have been manifested as inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, if Jesus became your Lord and Savior on a cross on Calvary in Jerusalem, and then Dr. Martin Luther King became a holiday after you shot him in his neck on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee, and then Minister Malcolm X became this great leader after you killed him in front of his daughters and his wife inside of a ballroom in New York City. See, so do we have to die before our greatness is apparent? But what about the murderer? Is the murderer not the bloodline of the devil? If the Bible says that your father was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. So if you kill a great person, would not that make your bloodline that of the devil? See, if you can starve a great person, then wouldn't you be the devil? Wouldn't you be the Antichrist? Wouldn't you be the goat? that ministers but never provides. Read the scripture, man. It says, when did we not minister to you? And that's when he told you to go to the everlasting pit. So you ministers are criminals because you're not providing anything. You're telling people what was provided. See, but I am now using what was provided to show them how to use it personally in self-defense against their personal spirit of evil. The devil is a perfect. It says, okay, let me show you what I'm saying here. Man, I'm gonna get off this thing and it ain't gonna be. But I want to show you what I'm saying. Now I can't this stuff. Okay, devil. Okay. See, the personal supreme spirit. See, it's a personal thing. See, the devil attacks you personally. So look, the definition of devil in the I ain't gonna say that other name, but the Webster's Dictionary, collegiate edition. That's that later, but okay. It's the personal supreme spirit of evil, often represented in Christian belief as the tempter of humankind, the leader of all apostate angels, and the ruler of hell. See what I'm saying? So it's personal. So even in the Bible, it talks about how he had the personal conversation with Jesus when Jesus was in Lent. So now, why y'all don't believe that he having or she and they through my family and friends? See, so if the devil has infiltrated my cousin who spit in my face, then why people can't see the devil in my cousin who spit in my face? But you say that I'm the devil who in court using his truth to defend my cousin who spit in my face, to give her a life that she wouldn't have never had no other way. See, and she paid me back by spitting in my face. So wouldn't that be how those who gave Jesus Barabbas' cross then spit on him on the way to Calvary? So now that's what I'm saying. Was she trying to get me to be put in an insane asylum by spitting in my face? Well, why she not in a insane asylum for spitting in an innocent man's face? Because the state of Florida wanted to put me in an insane asylum. So did she get paid 30 pieces of silver? So now is Judas now a woman? Because in my story, my cousin spit in my face. And she a woman. So did she get 30 pieces of silver? How much money did she get to spit in my face? She did it for free. So is she my personal supreme spirit of evil? See, look, she my devil, the personal supreme spirit of evil. So see, but the state of Florida is also my personal supreme spirit of evil. See, my family. See, I got to deal with it all, right? What they believe. And check it now. It say represented in Christian belief. They're Christians. See? So that's why they can spit in my face. They can starve me because they Christians. See? They, God, allow them to spit in your face, sleep with little kids, sell dope. See, they God, right? But I'm in court saying, man, nah, man, y'all kids can be lawyers. Y'all can be doctors. Y'all can be pharmacists. Y'all can be anything righteous, man. You could be it if you choose. But then when so many people showing you that there is no other way but the way they showing you, then how can you see any other way? And see, then when somebody come, they say you messing up their place in nation. See, a drug dealer don't want you to save kids from drugs. Then you taking his place in nation. They got to have drug addicted people to have a place. See, so Christians got to have you sickened so you can come to church. They don't want to heal you. They want to control your sickness. See, don't nobody want to cure nobody. They want to control the symptoms. See, that's why we are addicted to what controls the symptoms. See, so even when the pain gone, you're addicted to the drug. Man, y'all better look, man. These people diabolical now. And if you don't see it, you're going to become a victim of it. That's why they say, if you don't know your history, you doomed to repeat it. And don't y'all see these people now done started with the fentanyl. See, the crack is starting to weigh off. So now they got to they went and got the meth. Then that way off. Now they got the fentanyl. Don't y'all see? Man, y'all in a perpetual cycle of failure, addiction. See, they giving you something that has no value, and you're taking the children that has value. And now instead of them becoming what they were born to be, they're made what you say they can be. And I'm saying, well, hey, man, when I was born, you know, you had drug dealers, but they wasn't like they are now because people wasn't on drugs. See? And now they made it to where you can smoke it. See? And that's when it went rampant. See what I'm saying? So you kids got to understand that this, like what you doing it's like a plot, like was plotted against Jesus. See, but you are born in the plot. See, I was born before the plot. And I saw the plot when it was plotted on me. See, that's why I'm telling y'all, hey, yeah, I was out there 4 days. Days, not years, not weeks, days. And I was telling them people, hey, your grandmamas and I was telling them, hey, man, what you doing? You couldn't even come outside and now you ain't smoking crack. You in church, man, what you doing? And they say, Tommy, why you bother, man? You doing it. I'm saying, you know what, you right. And I went to the Navy. I told them, you right. And that's why I'm here now trying to get their children. Because I couldn't get them because I was like them and they was right. So now I come back now as I am saying, hey, man, I left that life because I saw that life was causing the destruction that we all live in now. And now I'm the one that everybody want to get rid of. But why not the damn dope dealer? Why not the lying-ass preacher? Why get rid of the righteous person? But I ain't finna get upset. Okay, hold on. But nevertheless, for whom is a divine principle, for whom is defined as a comprehensive and fundamental law, doctrine, or assumption ruling over all in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world as eternal spirit, eternal spirit in the civil and criminal courthouses. Hold on, now I messed up on eternal, so I'm gonna have to look it up. That's what I do. I punish myself when I make a mistake. So
eternal,
having infinite duration. See, so that's. See, so I'm showing y'all, even when I get upset and I fumble on the word that I know, I still defined it as a punishment for myself. See, that's why I'm telling y'all, like, you all cannot be more hard on me than I am on myself. Because I expect way more out of me than you could ever expect out of me. I expect nothing but perfection from me. And people say to me, man, you a perfectionist. And I'm like, I don't expect perfection from you. I expect and demand perfection from me. See what I'm saying? That's why I'm in court defending my perfection. See, that's why I say I had to go from imperfection to perfection perfectly, because I had to grow through your understanding so I can then stand on mine. See, I had to grow through your understanding. I had to reject your understanding, and now I'm in court establishing my understanding. See, but now you still want to talk about your God that you never met, and you keeping your children enslaved. When even Hosea say that your children will be destroyed for lack of knowledge. And when I saw that the destruction that they would have faced, then I loved them as I love Queen Tamika Rayshawn Castle of Chancey Incorporated. I love them the same as I loved King Tommy Chancey Castle Jr. of Chancey Incorporated. See, and I wouldn't leave them in spite of you. And even though the scripture says I should have left them when you rejected me, but I didn't read the scriptures. See, I didn't know no better. But now you won't even let me raise my own 2 children because I tried to be a father to your children because you was not strong enough mentally to grow wise. See, but now you want to try to stunt my mental growth because of your immaturity. See? But anyway, back to what I'm saying. Okay, in the Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, for eternity and beyond infinity. The angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, as well as the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan in hoods. Now, what I was saying is, I'm revealing them through my principles. See, so I'm revealing the angels of the devil, the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, as well as the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, as well as in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, which is when, where, how, as well as why, I, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally fed, for which is defined as to give the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the 10 Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran to the descendants of Adam, Abraham, Pharaoh, Caesar, as well as to every descendant of every leader before me, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, in Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church in Edenville, Florida, in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, like Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee fed, for which is defined as to give bread to the disciples of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee at the Last Supper in Jerusalem. Before I, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. No, excuse me. No, that's another one. Before I, for whom name is President Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally gave, for which is defined as to make a present of the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the 10 Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran, in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. So when I do get this to the presses, it'll be right. And see, I didn't even Finish it. To you for whom now live within the darkness of iniquity, for which is defined as gross injustice in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, as the legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal entree, for which it is defined as the act or manner of entering into the promised land, for which is defined as something, and especially a place or condition believed to promise final satisfaction or realization of hopes in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, just like Moses, for whom is defined as a Hebrew, for whom is defined as a member of or descendant from one of a group of northern Semitic people, including the Israelites, for whom are defined as a descendant of the Hebrew patriarch, for whom is defined as one of the scriptural fathers of the human race, or of the Hebrew people named Jacob, for whom name is defined as a son of Isaac and Rebekah, the twin brother of Esau, and the heir of God, for whom is defined as the supreme or ultimate reality's promise of blessing to Abraham, for whom name is defined as an Old Testament patriarch, for whom is defined as a man named Abraham, who is the father and founder of the Hebrew people through his son Isaac, and by Muslims as the father and founder of the Arab peoples through his son Ishmael, specifically a native or inhabitant of the ancient northern kingdom of Israel, for whom name is defined as Jacob's Jewish people, for whom are defined as the chosen people of Pharaoh, for whom name is defined as a ruler of ancient Egypt, for whom Moses historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally took from Pharaoh, for whose name is also defined as a tyrant, for whom is defined as an absolute ruler, unrestrained by law or constitution in Egypt, before Moses, for whom is defined as a Hebrew prophet who led the Israelites out of Egyptian slavery, and at Mount Sinai delivered the law establishing God, for whom is defined as a being or object, such as the golden calf, church, temple, synagogue, mosque, detention center, jail, prison, or judgment hall, where you in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world strengthen your beliefs. Strengthen your belief that was worshipped by Adam, Abraham, Pharaoh, and Caesar's people as having more than natural attributes and powers, specifically one controlling a particular aspect of reality in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world in the midst of the Garden of Eden, which is why Moses gave Jacob's enslaved people the 10 Commandments at the base of Mount Sinai, which is why I, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, used the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory laws, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the 10 Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran against the descendants of Adam, Abraham, Caesar, Pharaoh, as well as against every leader's descendant before me, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, from within the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, in my for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. Now, what I'm saying there is, if Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee saved everybody in the world on a cross on Calvary, and then the Prophet Muhammad also saved every Muslim, right, from Mecca in Saudi Arabia, then why can't I, for whom was inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, save everybody in my generation as well as after my generation from the iniquities that I faced inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, if I, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, became the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, for eternity as well as beyond infinity, because I was defending you as well as those who gonna come after you. So why should I have left those who had created the iniquity for me to fail and left it for you to fail? If I had removed the iniquity out of my life, why wouldn't I remove the iniquity out of my life, out of the world? If I believe that I am who I believe I am, but that's too much though. Okay, which is why I, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, am now legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally introducing, for which is defined as to lead to or make known by a formal act, announcement, or recommendation of me, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, to you in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls. I said and judgment halls anywhere in the world, for whom continue to believe, for which is defined as to consider to be true or honest religiously, for which is defined as relating to manifested, for which is defined as easily understood as well as easily recognized by the mind's faithful devotion in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, to an acknowledged ultimate reality, for which is defined as a real event, entity, as well as the state of affairs of a deity, for whom is defined as the rank as well as the essential nature of a God, for whom is defined as the being perfect in power, wisdom, and goodness, who is worshipped as in Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism as creator and ruler of the universe's truth, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as accuracy in the recounting of events in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the mornings, conformity, for which is defined as correspondence, for which is defined as communication by letters or emails, also the letters or emails exchanged in forms, manners, as well as in character, in actuality, for which is defined as the quality or state of being actual, for which is defined as existing in fact as well as in reality in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20's factuality, for which is defined as restricted to as well as based on fact legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally came legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, for which is defined as not in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls anywhere in the world, nor at any place here on earth. When can I, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Council Sr., legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally go back to mine, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of the United States Navy's wife. If you, for whom now live in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, won't allow my for whom name is President Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of Four Councils Incorporated's truth, for which is defined as the body of real things, events, and facts in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally saved, for which is defined as to deliver me, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of Four Councils Incorporated, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally from sin, for which is defined as an offense against religious or moral law in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, if my for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Council Sr.'s truth, for which is defined as the state of being the case in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, still can't legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, nor federally do what I, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of Four Councils of the United States Navy, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, nor federally intended, for my for whom name is President Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of Four Councils Incorporated's truth, for which is defined as a transcendent, fundamental, or spiritual reality to do in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, nor in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. So now what I was saying is that what I intended for my truth to do was to free us from poverty, right? Because I felt as if I knew that people wanted the same opportunity that I wanted when I was in poverty. But now that I realize that you can make money and still be in poverty, because mental poverty is the most sustainable poverty. See what I'm saying? Because you can be mentally poor and financially rich, and the finances gonna hide your mental poverty. See, and I realized that once I ran up against the financially poor, the financially wealthy, I saw that they were mentally poor. So that's why I'm coming to the financially poor, and I'm trying to increase their mental wealth. See, I'm saying, well, hey, listen, if you get money and you just as ignorant as you are today, you're gonna end up broke. But that's what the Bible say, a fool and their money is soon to depart. See, I'm saying, I'm starting to look, I'm saying, oh man, I see what they talking about, because once I used my wisdom, I saw that they wasn't wise. So if you're supposed to be as wise as the serpent, once you become wise, you will see that the serpent's not wise at all. He's just, he and she and they are just deceptive. And they are deceptive in unity. So when you have unified deception, then everybody is deceived through unity. See, it makes sense, man. See, so money is now considered as wealth, but knowledge is now considered as snitching. See what I'm saying? Because everybody now is illegal in some kind of capacity. So when you use wisdom, you using wisdom against the serpent. And the serpent is the one that loves money more than knowledge itself. See, so that's why the serpents sell knowledge. As if knowledge is more is less valuable than money. See, they taking money for the knowledge they selling. But they won't let you use the knowledge outside of them that you bought. How is that not a sham? I got knowledge that I can't use unless I get it from the person, unless I use it with the person I bought it from. So now, they sold me their knowledge, and then they getting the knowledge that they sold me with production. But now I can't use the knowledge to compete against them. I can only use the knowledge that I'm indebted for getting with them. So why didn't they just give me the knowledge so I can be a better asset to them? Because they're sick. They from slaves. See, listen, a person who think they can own a slave don't have no God, because according to the Bible, the Lord told Moses he heard the cries of the Israelites. So now, if God do not repeat himself, then there's no need for Moses to go back into Egypt, because God had already spoken that slavery is wrong when he made Pharaoh an example, when he according to the scripture, drowned Pharaoh and his army in the Red Sea. That's a judgment. That's flood waters. See, now, wouldn't Moses, when the Israelites walked on dry land, wouldn't Moses now be a representative of an ark? If Moses led the Israelites through a flood and he made the flood waters rescind and they walked on dry land. So now, if I had to go into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida and save the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, Florida Bill of Rights, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, from the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, then did I not deliver the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 from the angels of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, just like Moses delivered the Israelites from Pharaoh? So now, that's not the same thing, because Moses saved people and then Moses gave them the written law. I had to save the written law from the people that Moses gave the written law to. So how the Israelites now are not violating the 10 Commandments, and how the United States of America, that was once property of King George III, is now not violating the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, statutory law, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the 10 Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran. How can they not be violating all of the scriptures, all of the chapters in the Quran, all of the scriptures in the Holy Bible, if they now violating the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and the 10 Commandments inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida for eternity and beyond infinity. How can they be in accordance with any God when they are violating every God? But hey, man, is why I, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, can't go back to where mine, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr.'s truth, for which is defined as a judgment, proposition, or idea that is true or accepted as true at Edgewater High School by Miss Benita Epps Castle, which is why, by Miss Benita Elaine Epps. See, what I'm saying is, if I had to start over, I wouldn't want to go back no further than when I met my wife at Edgewater High School in the 10th grade. And her name was Miss Benita Elaine Epps. See? Okay, which is why I, for whom name is President Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, asked my, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. How can I, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr., legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, mentally, or federally return to Miss Benita Elaine Epps? If I, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, can't legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, nor federally return to Miss Benita Elaine Epps Castle. Therefore, wouldn't a thief, for which is defined as someone who steals, especially without force or violence, one who commits theft, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as the wrongful taking and removing of another's personal property with the intent of depriving the true owner of it, look like. See, so what I'm saying, I'm asking you, like, what does a thief who stole my family look like to you? See, or look, owner of my simple name righteousness. True. Okay, let me see. Okay, now I'm making the necessary changes, right? So, okay, let me see. Deprive the true owner, cause see, this is like I wrote this yesterday, and I had a thought this morning, and I didn't finish it. See, that was so now you catching me proofreading it like I was telling TJ. I'm saying, man, if I proofread this stuff, I never finish. But anyway, so I'm trying to finish. Depriving the true owner, for whom is me, for whom is. I didn't finish it, so let me, for whom is me. Me, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of my, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class. So if you buy this book, you will see, but you'll have to work for this one. So you better keep this. Because this one here you got to work for. The other one is you know, that's the crime. But this right here is the evidence of the crime. So now, okay, now check this. This what I wanted to say. Okay, now, theft, for which according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as the wrongful taking and removal of another's personal property with the intent of depriving the true owner, for whom is me, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of mine, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of the United States Navy righteousness, for which is defined as acting in accordance with divine or moral law in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, the same way a criminal for whom, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, Black's Law's Legal Dictionary is legally defined as someone who is involved in illegal activities in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, as well as those who have committed a criminal offense against Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Council Sr. of the United States Navy in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning with CA Police, for whom, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as the governmental department charged with the preservation of public order in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. And now what I'm saying is, see, when I went into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, it was a Seminole County sheriff in there. So a sheriff is in the governmental organization in charge of the preservation of public order. So see, that's why they have a sheriff as a bailiff, so they can arrest you. They have arresting power. They are actual sheriffs, deputy sheriffs. So now that means that the Seminole County and the Orange County deputy sheriffs as bailiffs help the judge violate my constitutional rights. See, so that's why I'm charging the Seminole County Sheriff Department, the Orange County Sheriff Department, the Osceola County Sheriff Department, the Kissimmee Police Department, the Orlando Police Department, the Lake Mary Police Department, as aiding and abetting the judges in the state of Florida of violating my constitutional rights. See, what I'm telling y'all is, if you catch the devil, don't make a deal with the devil. You make a deal with the people, so the people will know the deal that the devil tried to make with you. Because like I keep saying, right, look at the devil now. So you think that if I would have made a deal with the devil would have kept his end or their end of the bargain? Because it would have been made in private. So if the devil now would not come out in public and admit that what the devil tried to get me to do and agree to in private is now good, well, why would he then uphold it if I would have signed away my rights? See, so that's what I'm trying to show you. See, he or it or they was never going to uphold their agreement because they're not upholding it now. So, okay, man, let me get back to what I'm doing. Okay, on August 12th, 2008, the promotion of public safety in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, and the prevention and detection of crimes in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, judgment halls, all over the world, as well as in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. Therefore, if I, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Counselor Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, am the spiritual Lord, for whom according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as a bishop in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as the Archbishop in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally, having a legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal seat in the House of Lords, for which, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as the upper chamber of the British Parliament, of which the 11-member Judicial Committee provided judges who served as the final court of appeal in most civil cases from 1876 to 2009. In the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. In practice, the Lords, for whom are according to the Black's Laws Dictionary is legally defined as a title of honor given to me, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Counselor Sr. of the United States Navy in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, as well as nobility in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, for eternity and beyond infinity. Legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally belonging to a baron, for whom, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as a man in the name of Tommy Chancey Counselor Sr., who held the land located at 3250 Safe Harbor Lane in Lake Mary, Florida, 32746, directly from the Crown in exchange for military service in the United States Navy from August 9th in 1987 to August 16th in 1991, as well as in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. See, what I'm saying is, because I went to the service, the Crown, which is the United States of America, co-signed for me to buy the house at 3250 Safe Harbor Lane. When I first bought that house, the United States Department of Veteran Affairs co-signed for me through my entitlement given to me by the VA loan. See, I was able to apply for a VA loan because of the services that I gave to the Crown. Then when I made that house and made my wealth, and it was too much for them to, cause see, like my house was $615,000. They don't give you houses like that. They only give you like one that they could, like, I think it's like $37,500 by 4 years. See, so you get something like that, $300,000, $400,000, they'll co-sign for that. You get up to $6 million, you on your own. So I had to get a conventional loan after I put the addition on my home. After my wife and I put the addition on our home, then we had to get a conventional loan. So see, and then they stole the house. See, so the Crown then came and stole the house once I became wealthy enough that I did not need the VA to co-sign for me. So then they took the house. See, so then I had to go back into the service of my country inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, and then deliver the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964 from the descendants of King George III. See, so now I turned the United States, the 50 states and territories, back into the 13 colonies, so we could see the kings who are now, who have infiltrated into our democracy. But, y'all, it's going to be up to y'all to save us. But legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally applied also to anyone who obtains the rank of a peer, for whom, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as someone in the name of Petty Officer Third Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, who is legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally of equal status, rank, as well as in character with another, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, is why I, for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr., for whom is the biological father, for whom according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as the man for whom name is Petty Officer Third Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of the United States Navy, whose sperm impregnated Queen Tamika Rayshawn Castle of Chancey Incorporated and King Tommy Chancey Castle Jr. of Four Castles Incorporated's biological mother, for whom according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as the woman for whom name is Queen Benita Elaine Epps Castle of Four Castles Incorporated, who provided the eggs that developed into Princess Tamika Rayshawn Castle of Four Castles Incorporated and Prince Tommy Chancey Castle Jr. of Four Castles Incorporated, for whom are why I, for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. of Four Castles Incorporated, am the legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal father, for whom, according to the Black's Law Dictionary, is legally defined as the man for whom simple name is simply Tommy Chancey Castle Sr., for whom is legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally recognized by law in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, as the male parent of God for whom is Allah's children in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world, as well as Allah for whom is God's children in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, prisons, and judgment halls all over the world. If Joseph, for whom is defined as the husband of Mary, the mother of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, according to the gospel accounts, was who Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee's father, well, biological father, right? Because they say that God is Jesus' biological father, chose to be the father figure for whom is defined as a person, often of particular power or influence, who serves as an emotional substitute for Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee's biological father. See, so now, see, I'm saying, so see, according to scriptures, Joseph was not Jesus' biological father, as I am not your biological father. But I am Tamika Rayshawn Castle and Tommy Chancey Castle Jr.'s biological father. So if I am a father, then why wouldn't I then see you as I see my children if I am a father? See, that's what I don't understand about fathers. Why would you hate my child if you a father? Shouldn't a father have the nature of fathers? And then shouldn't the nature of a father allow a father to see all children as theirs if they have the nature of a father?